Getting ink these days is all too common, and though what you may see could represent something nice and special to that person, behind some of these tattoos lies a cryptic meaning or a very dangerous message. And so today, we're gonna do a deep dive and look at 7 tattoos that can get you in serious trouble. Number 7, the Grim Reaper. In recent times, people might get this tattoo just for the art, but in the criminal world, the hooded executioner has a much deeper symbolism. The inmates that wear this tattoo do so to show that they've murdered someone. I mean, it's a fairly common association, you know, the angel of death related to murder, but it gets even darker than that, because it can also represent that the prisoner has killed a family member. Come on, let's be real. If this guy didn't show any mercy to his family member, what does that say about him? That's someone that you don't want to have as your cellmate. Now, the Grim Reaper tattoo has another layer of meaning to it. Either a disdain for enemies, or it could be associated with the one who's betrayed you, symbolizing death to traitors. And you can also be sure that this person will be looking to get their revenge. Number 6, the snake around the neck. Throughout history, snakes have always been associated with temptation, lies, and evil. And while these days snake tattoos have become more common pieces of art, in the prison scene down in Russia, a snake tattooed around the neck represents a heavy drug addiction, and the person serving was likely to commit the crime while under the influence. But this serpent doesn't always have to be tattooed around the neck to mean something dangerous, cause in the underworld, a menacing snake head with its tongue sticking out is a way for gangs to show that they're anti-authority. Gang members that have this inked on them believe that their gang should be the ones controlling society and not the powers of today. Number 5, Russian cat tattoos. The cat is actually one of the oldest symbols of criminal activity in the world. And while it's perfectly natural to want to get a portrait of your favorite cat Meowbert inked on you, having these sort of particular imagery marked on your body represents a flurry of secret meanings in the underworld. We've all heard the term cat burglar, right? A thief who enters a building by pretty much climbing to an upper story. Well, it represents just that, a thief. And depending on the specific cat, it could symbolize the individual's fortune, ruthlessness, and even their skills in committing that crime. Think of it like leveling up in a game. The sharper your thieving skills are, the more unique motifs you can add onto your cat. It's also worth mentioning the number of cats present on the body have their own meaning as well. For instance, a single cat signifies the criminal acted alone, while several cats together means that this criminal was a part of a gang. Oh, and last but not least, if this feline is tattooed on the chest, it's pretty much like a warning that this individual is very dangerous and doesn't like authority. Now, while some of these tattoos might be dangerous in certain parts of the world, there is nothing dangerous about subscribing to this channel, other than the fact that I make the craziest videos on YouTube, so smash that subscribe button, let's get to 1,000,000 subs. Number 4, belt tattoos. For many of us, belt tattoos represent peace and freedom. However, when it comes to the criminal world, it's actually the opposite. Inmates get this tattoo to show others that they're serving life in prison and that they're serving their time in full. When you see that, you know the guy's in there for life. And realistically, he can do whatever he wants, because at the end of the day, what's he got to lose? You gonna give him more time in jail? Number 3, ring tattoos. As common as hand and finger tattoos are these days, back in the days, having that area tattooed was considered really hardcore, and people would be more cautious of that individual. With that being said, ring tattoos are among some of the scariest and meaningful tattoos a criminal could have. This sort of ink comes with a ton of cryptic symbolism. Depending on its design, prisoners are able to identify each other's status and rankings in a hidden manner. For some, it's a way to distinguish what they've done to end up incarcerated. Example being this one, which means they were convicted for battery, while this one over here means that they were sent away for robbery. And the scariest symbol of all, this one, which implies that the inmate is serving time for murder. Now, they would also use these ring tattoos as a way to expose and humiliate an individual for their low status. So if they were to ever be transferred to another prison, they wouldn't be able to build themselves up in the hierarchy. Number 2, the empty teardrop. Listen, we've talked about the teardrop in part 1 of this series. However, we only talked about the fully inked teardrop, which signifies that the individual has committed murder or they were used in prison. But this tattoo is a bit more complex than that, and that's because if the teardrop isn't shaded in and it's empty, then it could either mean one of the inmates' friends were murdered and they want revenge, or it could represent that the person wearing the tattoo has attempted to murder someone. Honestly, no matter how you slice this tattoo, whether it's fully inked or empty, it's trouble regardless. And to this day, I'm still wondering why some of these soft wrappers would have this inked on them. Number 1, the snarling animal. Probably one of the most popular choices of ink done today. I mean, hell, I even have one tattooed on my chest. And though all of this is fine in most parts of the world, in the Russian criminal scene, snarling leopards, wolves, and tigers are called oskals, which in their language means big grin. Criminals usually like to wear this tattoo with pride, as it signifies that they're against authority and they can be extremely violent with no remorse. Alright, we're gonna do our own little cryptic message here. If you made it to the end, then leave the flag of the country you're from in the comment sections below. Only the legends that made it this far are gonna understand this assignment, so comment that down below. Anyways, smash that subscribe button, destroy the like button, and I'll see you guys next Saturday.